What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, it's Friday, so it's not my day, it's your day. Yes, it's back to find Jur in the tower. Yes, we're back from Destiny DCC, and we have to go find Jur, and we have to grade him. We've got to find out what exotics he's selling for his strange coins, and then we're gonna grade him. We missed him last week, and honestly, last week looked like it was a pretty amazing week. I can't recall everything off the top of my head. I do know that he had nothing manacles, and I think he had the universal remote as well. And I think there was one other really cool and awesome thing, and we missed it. But we're not going to miss it this week, so hopefully he at least has something cool. But he's over here in the tower hangar, and he's all by himself, and that doesn't give me a lot of hope. But still, let's go ahead and talk to him. And whenever we take a look, he's got helmets for days. Helmets for days. Starting with the Titan, we've got the Eternal Warrior, and we used to call this Nightmare Fuel in Year 1. Back in Year 1, this thing never took a shader, at least now it takes a shader, and with the Volsguard shader, that doesn't look that bad. In Year 1, it just stood out. It was extremely difficult to put this on and put some type of shader on your character and have it match up well. Nothing really matched up with it. With it taking a shader, it's pretty nice. Basically, with this, you gain Unstoppable for your Fist of Havoc. So this is pretty much a Striker Titan only, and you really have to want that Unstoppable perk. Now, Unstoppable in and of itself isn't that great. You basically become harder to kill whenever you use your Fist of Havoc, but it will let you have maximum armor, and you can still pick your Shoulder Charge, or you can still pick your Juggernaut. I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a C. It's not the best thing in the world, but it doesn't ever really hurt you. If you put this on, you can gain maximum armor. But I mean, would you really put this on over the Armamentarium? Probably not, and that's why it's a C. In fact, it might be even a little bit lower, but I don't own this thing in Year 2, I own it in Year 1, so I might end up picking it up myself, just to have it. As far as the Hunter, we've got the Knucklehead Radar. And again, with the, oh wow, with the Volsguard shader, he's looking a little C-3PO-ish. Not that bad. So Knucklehead Radar is again a helmet that does something. It pretty much gives you third eye on all of your weapons. Some people swear by third eye in PvP. I mean, I guess you could use it in PvE as well, but it has a lot more uses in PvP. For me, I like third eye as a perk. It's just not a make it or break it perk for me. Don't get me wrong, it is never a bad thing to be able to see your enemies whenever you're aiming down the sights. It's just not one of those perks that I pretty much have as a crutch or anything like that. I think it's really nice to have, but I would rather use some other different exotic armor on my hunters. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a C as well. I just wouldn't want to use this on my gunslinger instead of 2 grenades. I wouldn't want to use it on my blade dancer over the Tarantella, and I wouldn't want to use it on my Night Stalker over getting free Shade Step. And of course, there are those hunters that also use the bones of Ayo, and I don't think they would want to turn this in for their third or extra jump. So Knucklehead Radar, not bad. Third Eye, not a bad perk at all to have. It's just, is it better than some of the other options that you can put on your gear? And I don't really think it is. Now moving on to our Obsidian Mind for our Warlock. This helmet, that would have been really cool if this ended up being completely gold with my Volsguard shader on. But then again, it might not be Obsidian Mind if it was. So this sucker ended up coming out with the Dark Below, and it's Nova Bombs for days. Basically, if you kill enemies with your Nova Bomb, you're going to get super energy towards your next Nova Bomb. And that can be really powerful, especially if you're hitting a bunch of enemies grouped up together, or some yellow health enemies. In fact, now that supers are buffed, this thing would be even stronger than it was back in Year 1, because you can actually kill yellow health enemies pretty easily. So Obsidian Mind is not that bad of a helmet. I'm going to go ahead and give it a B+. It's just tough because the Voidwalker has so many options. I really truly like using the Nothing Manacles and just grenade regeneration for days. You could also put on the Voidfang Vestments and always have your grenade energy whenever you die. Or you always have the choice of the Ram. The Voidwalker is just a pretty versatile kit, and that's what makes it difficult to put the Obsidian Mind any higher. But let's be honest, B+, that's really not that bad. So B+ for the Obsidian Mind, not that bad. This is a pretty solid helmet if you've never used it. I think it has a little bit more use in PvE because you get more benefits of it whenever you kill a bunch of enemies at once as opposed to one lone enemy, which seems to be the case a lot more often than not in PvP. As far as our weapon, we've got the last word, and I think Bungie specifically put this out there because they want people to finish up that chaperone quest, which you absolutely need the last word for. So last word is one of those crazy guns. It's gone through a lot of changes in Destiny. You can full auto fire this thing, and right now, I would say that a lot of people are firing it by aiming down the sights now, and that's because they took away some of its damage bonuses, or all of its damage bonuses, whenever you were hip firing. Pretty much this gun has a ton of stability whenever you're hip firing, way more stability when hip firing than when you're aiming down the sights, but it also used to have damage bonuses whenever you were firing from the hip, and it doesn't have that right now. So for me, I can't even tell you what the best way to go ahead and fire this thing is. I would have said that it's hip firing, but without the damage bonuses, you lose some of that there, though you can still be accurate and you can still hit your shots from just hip firing. It just seems like a lot of people are back to aiming down the sights when firing this gun. I'm going to go ahead and give this thing an A. You're always going to see this in PvP. It's a really strong gun. It has a really quick time to kill whenever you're in close, and it's just one of those guns that pairs well, because if you're a sniper, this is going to be your close range weapon, and then you've got your sniper rifle for long range engagements. And also, let's just say this, the last word, it looks pretty sharp. Now, as far as the Ingrams, you could buy this Legacy Ingram and potentially get a Year 1 Gjallarhorn. So if you've never had one, you could go ahead and get this, put it on, run around and patrol, and see what you might be in store for with the Rise of Iron. So Gjallarhorn for days. I can't believe we're going to be getting a Gjallarhorn again soon. I think if you've never had one, you could buy one. You're not really going to be able to use it to its full effect, but you can still find some places where it could be effective. I am going to buy some 3 of coins right here. Just take this down to close to 300. I know I have other strange coins on my other characters. We're going to pass off these 3 of coins, I believe, to my Titan. And we're going to keep going for some of those exotic Ingrams. So that was Xur this week. Only a couple more visits from Xur until the Rise of Iron. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Xur, and I'll see you around in Destiny. Nova bombs for days.